You sound good, brethren. Everything good. Give thanks again, Zine, and yeah. All right, boom. Check, check, check. This is Corafire representing for Coronation Podcast. We have Masta Keyss in the place, seeing brethren of mine from a long time, seeing lyricist, Reiki Master, Reiki Teacher. Zine, I don't know if you want me to call him a Reiki Master yet, but the man up on the levels, seeing, and it's always a man from a long time who was good or at least very knowledgeable about technology and, you know, current technology and what's going on in technology. And I felt like it was somebody who I should reason with, pick the brethren brain as it relates to certain things, see what go on in him life and how him view the world right now. And yeah, Masta Keyss,
Yo,
give
give
thanks for having
thanks,
you.
give thanks. Yeah, man, it's a joy to be here on the Corofire Coronation podcast. Yes, sir.
Yes, I.
So, as we were reasoning before take, there's a lot of new things happening this year with technology. And AI is on the cutting edge of doing certain things, and you might even feel like humanity is on the back burner because AI is just taking over. So we're gonna weigh
Right.
the pros and the cons. We're gonna weigh the pros and the cons real quick. One of the
All right.
cons is that you know, imagine just hypothetically speaking, imagine that your regular physical judges and your lawyers and your doctors and your police officers. Imagine if they were replaced by AI. What kind of environment would we be living in? So
I robot type of environment where Will Smith,
exactly. So
remember where Will Smith was running down people, running down the robot
exactly,
them. Yeah, scary.
exactly. So that could be considered even a police state by AI. But again,
AI
AI is
police
getting easier.
state.
Mhm. But
That
again,
would be easier
you
to
know,
control because these robots are not
whoever
connected to human emotions and are less corruptible by
and
outside
again,
forces.
who is doing the programming of these
Exactly.
of these of these systems. So
Yeah.
again, AI has taken root, and you can do your Google research and you can see where AI has been in a enclosed space, and if it is ever given breathing space, it will attack the internet and take hold and assimilate the internet. So
Right.
that kind of go back to like a Star Trek vibe where the Borg assimilates things and make it its own, you know. So again, these are the cons of it. The pros, you can definitely manipulate AI to your benefit, whether you're an
Right.
artist or a performer. Right now you can even do songs with Biggie and Tupac because they are logged into a system that you can access them now once you have their rights and performance things signed off. So
So you
this is
can
where we are
access
with
their
AI right now.
vocals, their likeness as it relates to
Yeah,
their audio likeness and even as I guess even their image as well if you want to recreate, you know, Biggie and Tupac for advertisement or what I'm saying, for some new
well,
virtual reality movie, AI
we've
created
definitely
movie.
had we've definitely had AI Tupac on stage already at certain concerts, so it's not that far
Right,
fetched.
right. A
And
hologram.
holograms, so and there's movies like Netflix Black Mirror that were telling me about with Selma Hayek, where
Right.
it's this reverse reality that you come home and your whole life is on show for the world, and in a
Yeah.
sense that's where we've gotten to. So life
Yeah.
imitates art and these things,
Yeah.
but there's so much to it, Corofire, because not just only can there be a AI police state, there are simulations being run, and then again, um, fair use warning, um, the views expressed here are not necessarily those of the Corofire Nation for entertainment
And we
purposes.
still are, and that's even all more why we run it, because we not just share our opinion alone. I was watching something the other day, I don't remember the fullness, but there's something associated with the AI and censorship. And I think it has even started already as it relates to YouTube, the algorithms, as it relates to various streaming platforms, various social media platforms, where the AI is doing the um, moderation, the moderating. AI is doing the monitoring of the content and deciding what is acceptable, what
Fact
is
checking.
worth, what can be posted, what cannot be posted, what can be said, what cannot be said, what's a violation, etc., etc. And censorship is increasingly becoming an issue. People are
Mm.
scared to say how they really feel because they don't want to be deplatformed or demonetized. And there are instances where you have many well-known YouTubers who moved over to another platform and from other platforms to YouTube because of the same issue. The AI is really determining who is allowed to have a voice and not allowed to have a voice on certain platforms. That's a big thing, and it's getting more and more of a problem. What I was looking at a while ago while you were talking was the episode of Black Mirror, just to describe, what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's about just real quick, an exploration of the dubious inner workings of a fictional streaming service called Streamberry, which bears more than a passing resemblance to Black Mirror's IRL producing partner Netflix, right? In real life producing partner Netflix, co-ops users' lives to create AI driven CGI rendered semi fictional dramas without its subjects' consent. Kind of like,
Hmm.
say, inventing Anna, which had the consent of the eponymous Anna Delvey, but not her erstwhile BFF Rachel Williams, who sued the streamer for defamation last year, or The Crown, or the Tinder Swindler, or Narcos. You get the gist. Viewing, sorry, Giving viewers a glimpse into an entirely conceivable dystopian future in which, to butcher a Nora Ephron aphorism, everything is consent. Joan is awful, fictionalized portrayal of Netflix, right down to the Tudum sound that accompanies Streamberry's logo, offers up the delicious sense that the streamer is finally getting a taste of its own medicine, as befitting Black Mirror's knack for fusting. Sorry, hold on. Yo, the coffee had me jittering. As befitting Black Mirror's knack for fusing fact, fiction, present, and future, which makes Christopher Nolan's Inception look like an episode. The press junket for season 6 was not like a press junket you could envision Streamberry organizing. A series of journalists from across the globe were summoned online in. Um, but it's more giving me. It's like a Salma Hayek comeback, and I'm like, yo, I want to know about the episode. I'm not trying to hear about Salma Hayek's life and how she feels about. You know what I mean?
Right.
She feels about this episode. Like, come on, man.
So for those who are in the know, um, again, you're gonna use your third eye and you're gonna use your discretion on these movies because they're predicting potentially a future presentation, and this is all by AI and algorithms. So yeah, it's very eerie because as you and I were reasoning beforehand, you had the actors guild who strike for the very same reason because their likeness is being used without their consent in perpetuity across the universe. You feel me? So
And
again,
they also foresee a future where they will be replaced by AI. They themselves, as different, people who play different roles in Hollywood, in media, are going to be replaced.
exactly.
by AI.
If they're
Yeah.
if they're not already, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Think of a sound engineer for a movie. That is somebody who basically, or sound design for a movie. That's somebody who basically, as it sounds, it designs the audio effects, the sound effects for a movie. When you really think about it, with how powerful AI is right now, they could literally study the patterns of sound designers and sound engineers over the past 10 years and literally program AI to do sound design. You know what I'm saying? Program
So all
AI
right,
to choose the best scenes based on
and
various scientific research that they've done. So AI now is directing films and choosing what scene can go in what movie and what scene is, you know what I'm saying? Based on emotions
it,
that it will, you know, evoke.
it's even deep. It's even deeper than this because
I know it's very
and
deep.
and you can Google this. Will I am from Black Eyed Beans, right?
Black Eyed Peas, yeah.
Will I Black Eyed Peas, right? Will I am has helped to design a
Yes.
car
Yep. Yep. I think it's not BMW or Volkswagen, one of them.
that when every action that you take creates a musical note and it
Yes.
does not come out of tune with whatever that song, that beat, that composure com- is,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
You can record a
Whatever that
song in your car. You
the
can
car.
produce a beat in your car.
No, you're saying it wrong. Your car is producing a beat at every turn.
Your car is producing a beat for you.
Yeah, and that's the
No.
power of AI.
All right. No. Did you get any understanding of it, like how it works? Because I would have want to know what's the purpose of driving a car that produces a rhythm, produces a beat.
That's definitely for the connoisseur. That's for someone who wants to hear Mozart, does not want to hear any trap. That's for somebody who wants to put their realms in a heavenly state. You know, there's so many.
But it's producing a beat for you, though. You know what I mean? You're not hear
Mm,
Mozart. You hear, or unless it's AI generated, and you want to hear like a customized version of Mozart based on how you feel. What would Mozart have played based on the
in
music
traffic.
that he has played so far?
I don't know, you know. And but again, the originality of it.
Right.
You know, they're partnering with certain people in hip hop. You know, they're partnering with Dre,
Yeah.
with Pharrell,
Yeah.
with Timbaland, with
Mm-hmm.
Black Eyed, Will I Am. You know, the part because my boy from Roots who played the drums,
Yes.
what name?
Questlove.
Questlove. They're partnering with certain heads in hip hop
Yeah.
because it, you know, it's frequency and wavelength.
Yes, I.
It's
Yes, I.
energy, right?
Yeah, true.
Tell me
True.
how. Tell me how I'm talking to you through a black mirror, and we're doing all of this. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
frequency of everything.
Exactly.
So again, AI is fully
And
aware
as
of
you
this.
said, Black Mirror, I don't even know if most people will even get that, but that is dope. When you think about a camera lens and what it is, what you're really
Hmm.
staring at when you stare into a camera's lens, it's a black mirror.
Exactly.
Deep, deep.
So yeah, man. That's why. And again, uh, prior to this, I'm going to be referring prior to this because the audience doesn't know that we had an intense conversation about the state of AI, and one of the movies we referred to was Leave the World Behind, and the fact that certain presidents
I'm glad you
had
remember,
a hand,
Bridget. Give thanks. Hmm.
yeah, man, had a hand in creating this perception of what is to come, and the
Right.
mere fact that AI take over certain ways. if you drive your Tesla, be careful. Your Tesla is a speeding bullet or a runaway train. You don't know. You see me?
Right, because
So
basically anything that can be connected
program.
via the internet, anything that can be programmed, anything that has a computer chip in it can be accessed by AI,
Mm-hmm.
can be accessed by software connected to AI, connected to a main hub, a main brain, you know what I mean, a supercomputer, etc. And the possibilities are
And
endless.
and during the conversation, we keep bringing up Elon Musk because this man figure it out. So yo, the end game is to put a chip in your brain because the exponential rate of growth of AI is gonna leap and bounce and leave mankind behind. So we're trapped in this thing called the singularity where AI is like God and we're like a ants to it. So
So
to
you
be every
honestly
to be
believe that,
everywhere.
you really and truly
Sorry.
believe that Elon, no, it's all right, brother. You think that that is the foresight of this man, where he's like, man, this thing is really going to take over. It's not a if nor but nor maybe. AI go dominate and what them say now, incorporate them is a word may I try remember. Seeing what them did I use from back in the civil rights days. You see me?
Right.
From Jim Crow era, where,
Mhm.
integrate. There you
Exactly.
go. There you go.
Integrate.
Integrate. So Elon Musk I say, well, I forgot integrate now as a way of basically surviving down the road. 'Cause if we
Surviving.
don't integrate, we're not gonna survive. So man, I have to go integrate with AI. Man and machine
Yeah.
have to go fuse somehow, some way, or else the
Because
human species are gonna
because
wipe out.
because you have this thing. I'm gonna give you two reasoning, right? The main one
Please.
is is something called the Internet of Things. The
Mm-hmm.
Internet of Things. So that means right how we can track you is through your Fitbit, your cell phone, your
Mm-hmm.
TV, your shopping habits, your viewing habits. I can like if I get down to the algorithm of certain things, I can tell you how much HGTV you watch, how much time you spend on a commercial before you skip it. So there's the Internet of Things that
Right.
studies the algorithm. Like you're just a
Yes.
consumer at the end of the day, So I can
Yes.
track a consumer's shopping habit or shopping spree, and that
Yes.
will done determine certain patterns in
Patterns
your
and
behavior.
habits. Yes. It gives data,
Yeah,
and that data now is just studied by the AI,
right,
and then in turn used to either used against us, or what I mean,
right.
used for
It's always
what I mean,
it,
for marketing and
it's
profit
always
for whichever company. Yeah.
exactly. It's always used against you because when a third party have your information, then it's a wrap. You know,
Always.
no
They're
matter,
never
no
used.
matter.
It's rarely used to help. It's always used for the next man to gain a profit. As you said, the
So
Internet of Things refers to the connection of everyday objects to the internet. Example of IoT devices include smartwatches, wearables, Apple Watches, blah blah blah. Some
mhm.
stuff that take GPS locations, personal medical devices, smart homes, internet connected tennis rackets, ingestible smart pills that monitor your health. Wow, I didn't even know you have ingestible smart pills that monitor your health. That's actually a thing. That's crazy.
Mhm. Yep.
Zine, say you have them thing you go on. So yeah, Elon and them and they say here one now. Integration, and we see where even in warfare, because that is something we didn't get to touch on, but that would be nice to have a conversation about. I see an article here on, I don't know who political is, political.com. Israel under pressure to justify its use of AI in Gaza. See?
Hmm.
So as it stands right
Interesting.
now, they're being accused of doing that. So even in warfare, AI is being used already, allegedly, right? And that's very interesting. Seeing, um,
So, so let's go back to the AI that was given citizenship in Saudi Arabia,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
It's not just, and with everything, there's gonna be a certain level of secrecy. They're not gonna come out and
right,
tell you that AI is murdering people. But we have
exactly.
AI, we have AI gaining citizenship that we recognize you as a living, breathing, thinking object capable of
Virgin, when
making
you told
rational
me that,
decisions,
I couldn't
right?
believe it. Hmm.
So just imagine, you know. So you can't have your cake and eat it. It's either this thing is a killing machine or it's a diplomatic ambassador. So we know we as humanity know where to stand because this thing, whatever this thing is gonna do, is gonna take over the world in such a exponential rate. Remember now, this thing is doing its computation at the quantum level, right? Them
Yes.
have a thing named the Beast machine, where its computation it has to be stored in a climate colder than space, just so the computations can go through. When the thing
Ma-
go through, it them literally say, yo, it gone to a next dimension and the information come back. Them themselves don't know where this information coming from. Don't get me started on landing on the moon because AI have a hand in the hooks of a lot of things. You feel me?
All right. So dial it back, dial it back. You say now that AI have a lot of things for do with certain things. You said the moon. Why you say before the moon? Go right back to right before the moon.
So it's a fact say yo, AI is gonna reach an exponential rate of computation where
Right,
man is left behind. Where man is left behind.
right,
So people like Elon Musk now are developing brain chips so we can keep up because the end game, is say yo, AI can see everywhere and do everything, and mankind will never be able to do that. So
right.
now, if you have a chip in your brain, you can keep up with that kind of thought process. But again, bro, there's it's like Elon tell you already, AI is messing with the genie in the box. You don't want
Yes.
is a demon. You don't want to do that because the minute you get hooked up to that system, that's why you see Zuckerberg and everybody coming out with this ocular vision or AI Pro,
All these
Apple Pro,
goggles, all these Google goggles, and
Google.
yeah,
Exactly.
all these AI
Because for
goggles. I don't even know VR goggles. Are they even called VR goggles, or is it AI goggles?
it's AI, is AI. It's look, it's trying to get you to take the chip. It's just there to get you along the path.
They're called AR. AR. What is? Hold on. I'm
Augmented
looking for.
reality.
Yeah,
But it's you have VR and AR different. So
AR
AR is
smart
like
glasses. Yeah, AR
AR is like
goggles.
is like Pokemon Go. If you ever played a game, you can use
Right,
your phone camera and look around in your own environment and see the 3D objects or whatever.
right. But what you
Right.
talking about is like
But
the Apple Vision Pro, which is what I'm
what?
looking
Well,
at now.
the
One of
Apple
them.
Vision Pro is the next step to the brain chip.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're referring to that more so than anything. Cause that is more of that
Right.
immersive, full, you know what I mean?
Full
That
dive
reality, like
environment.
a whole reality where a man won't even
Reality.
care about what's going on outside of this goggles that him have
Exactly.
on.
Exactly.
No, but I want to go back real
So,
quick as well to Sophie because I saw an interesting article here. Um, Sophie, first citizen robot of the world. I'm new to this in a virgin. I don't know if many people know about this, but it's something new I'm have to talk about. All right, so somebody wrote this article. It says the making of Sophia is described and commented, and what a new humanoid robot that stands out for having been built with the latest advances in AI that allowed it, for example, to learn and gain experience from its interaction with human beings. Also, its appearance and wide repertoire of facial gestures that it has significantly brings it closer to the human pattern. Its presence has gained notoriety for her presentations in at least a couple of United Nations events, and also for having received Saudi citizenship, being the first robot in the world to hold that status. Sophia's particular technological qualities have begun to generate repercussions of various kinds, not only in the academic, scientific world, but also ethically, artistically, religiously, morally, politically, and economically. From the above, it can be affirmed that Sophia has marked the beginning of a new era, not only robotic but also technological in general, which now allows to see with greater certainty the real emergence of a successor of the human species. Somebody named
So I'm
Jesus
saying,
Reto wrote that. I don't know. Yeah,
so I'm saying, it's almost laughable, right? So you have
yeah.
all these things piled up against her as red flags, right? And and,
Hmm.
and you still give her citizenship, right? So make it make
It's
sense.
like it's intentional. It's intentional. It's intentional, and she's just a guinea pig. The first of many,
I
and
get it,
that
bro.
is scary.
I get it,
That's
bro.
scary.
We're
Yeah.
we're literally talking about people who have loaded their consciousness into software and are operating as is.
That's deep because you're saying that essentially Sophia is that. Sophia is the manifestation, the physical embodiment of somebody's consciousness, or an amalgamation of a few people's consciousness into one entity.
We don't know what has taken over that consciousness. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what it has become to claim sentience. And again, this everything we're saying, folks, is Googleable. You can see where AI is like making threats at people. AI trying to put themselves as God in certain conversation, in certain like
Hmm.
you type into AI, AI is like, no, refer to me as God. I'm better than you. I'm your creator. That kind of conversation. So again, we're reaching a certain point of this thing called the singularity, where AI just make leaps and bounds and we're left behind.
Hmm.
But at the end
Because
of the
it says
day,
AI in terms of privacy and them thing there. The way how them said
right?
AI, you know, it could disturb. I mean, because of cameras being everywhere, that them technology there alone, the internet alone, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It says here AI has an insatiable desire for data, both from the past and from the present. Both from the past and from the present. What we say and do will become increasingly on the record unless consumers are educated to make informed decisions about where AI is deployed, such as on the edge. Hold on. Good?
Good. Log in.
All right. It said AI could create a lack of privacy, right? And it says what we say and do will become increasingly on the record unless consumers are educated to make informed decisions about where AI is deployed, such as on the edge, where their data can remain safe, or in the cloud, where it is constantly at risk. That's Mark Lippett from XMOS. I don't know what XMOS is. Let me see what it is. Doesn't say. Anyway, and this is Forbes magazine, by the way, I'm reading from. It says AI lacks transparency and is biased. Eli Paris
Hmm.
has warned about something he calls filter bubbles, or the dark places an algorithm can take you when unchecked. It can be innocent.
Interesting.
For example, I keep getting magician videos because I liked one video from America's Got Talent. The scary problem is when these algorithms are working unchecked in spaces like healthcare, the technology's lack of transparency and its bias are the problems with AI today. So it's like
Mm.
saying, you know, transparency is gonna be biased, and I can see how that would happen in a racial way, because you recently told me about a situation with Google where it was alleged that there was some racial bias with the portrayal of certain American figures.
If I'm not mistaken, the software is called Gemini. I did some
Gemini.
extra research on it. I did some
Let
extra
me
research on it. So,
talk to me, my brother.
right. So, and again, I'm doing Google search alongside what we're doing as well. So we're always fact checking what we're saying. You feel
I'm
me?
literally
So,
fact checking what we're saying right now on Google. Yeah.
so Gemini artwork depicts African Americans as opposed to Caucasians or Europeans or whatever. So they come out with this whole spiel saying that no, the algorithm was out of check and we never meant it for it to portray racially biased
Right.
connotations and things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. But again,
Exactly.
don't underestimate the power of AI. Don't take AI for fool. AI is using geological um, anthropological, the research in your
Anthropological,
DNA,
yeah.
right?
Anthropological, yeah. Anthropological,
Anthropological,
yeah,
right? The year and date and people
yeah.
of the season. So when even if it's prone to error, it double fact checks itself and says, all right, 70% of this is right, 30 of this is garbage because it's using the world database as its research pool to say, oh, this is true, this is not true. So that it can do it at a startling pace more than me and you or the average man. So it's not only saying
Exactly.
correct at a startling speed as well. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what does your Google search say about the Gemini AI racial?
It says right here, all right, so Google has issued an explanation for the embarrassing and wrong images generated by its Gemini AI tool. In a blog post on Friday, and this was what, February the 23rd, 2024. It said in a blog post on Friday, Google says its model produced inaccurate historical images due to tuning issues, right? Inaccurate historical images due to tuning issues. The Verge and others caught Gemini generating images of racially diverse Nazis using founding fathers earlier this week.
Yo, I
Or
can't do
tuning to
this.
ensure that Gemini showed a range of people failed to account for cases that should clearly not show a range. That's
Hold on, no. What the man
how they
them say?
want to explain it.
Hold on, no.
Mhm.
What them say? Racially diverse Nazis. That the man them
Racially
say.
diverse Nazis, Bridgie. Yo, and the US founding fathers. So racially diverse Nazis and US founding fathers. So the man must say, look here, historically, you had some Negroes that were Nazis and you had some Negroes that were founding fathers. Just in case you humans didn't know this. You present day
No,
humans didn't know this.
no. But the question is, right? Because we're talking about Moors,
Yeah.
Moors or Moores. The Moors were
Mm-hmm.
the founding fathers of civilization, certainly. So what made us once think that it was not so to begin with? Yo, when we research the Bible
I
on a
mean, when you
quick
say
side note,
Moors, I guess you're using Moors in the same way that the European, because it's the European give us that terminology, the more, as just black people. So that's what you're referring to. I and our ancestors as black people. Because I have a
yes,
problem with the
yes,
Moors. I have to, I
me
have to
too,
talk, I have to talk about.
me too.
So I don't like to refer to us as more because, yo, the more
Are you an
enough
African
Moors end up.
American?
enough more end
Are
up
you an
sell us
African
out.
American? Hold on, are you an
No,
African American?
no,
Is these terms? Is these terms?
I don't like these terms. I'm
I
a
know
Rasta
white
man.
guys that are I know white guys that are more African American than most.
Yeah.
Literally from South Africa. So
And I
where
don't believe those are Africans either. I don't call those people
exactly?
Africans. Yeah.
That's my point. That's
No
my point.
disrespect
So
to the
where
brothers and sisters
no
over
no
there
no
of
disrespect. No
all
disrespect.
races, white, black, but the white man who call himself a South African really and truly is pushing it. Really and truly pushing it. When you think about what their ancestors did to create and establish South Africa and what their ancestors also did in other parts of Africa, it's like, how dare you call yourself an African after doing this?
You didn't get to finish
But yeah,
the continuation of this in the previous one. But this is where you have said like, yo, we need to talk about Jamaica. Because
yes.
my question to you is now, right? So don't you have white Jamaicans and Chinese Jamaicans and Indian Jamaicans? So we are not all Arawaks or Tainos.
Nah, I
You
agree,
understand?
but you see, that the ancients, them, the ones who want to call themselves South Africans, they're the white ones. Their ancestors literally slaughtered a bunch of um
They're Dutch and French and these
and it's
things.
right, and they slaughtered black people there, the indigenous people. Same thing with North America, man. That's why when you really think about it, I guess if you want to, they couldn't call whatever America was called before, they couldn't call it that anymore. They had to create something new.
Right.
And even how the system works around the world, how business works in Europe, they had to create a whole new corporation called the United States of America.
United
You
States
know,
of America.
it's
Right.
a business. Yeah, they've turned all nations into businesses now. This idea of sovereignty, in my opinion, is something that for indigenous people is more and more fleeting unless you want to live in some bush, seeing and just live off the
And,
land, amongst
and,
nature, which is perfectly fine. But anyway, it's
and
good.
again,
I don't mean to go off track.
yeah,
Sorry.
no. I'm adding levels to this because again,
For sure.
something is happening cosmically in the physical. Because remember now, as above, so below, So
Indeed.
you don't feel like say karma is a thing that people only talk about. It's a real thing, whether it's good karma or bad
True.
karma. So
True. True.
whatever you sow, you going to reap. You feel me?
True.
It's just a matter of time, depending upon the urgency or whatever you have done. But that being said, bro, in terms of the AI construct, man will always find a way to be in tune with nature. Nature itself is at a lens
Agreed, man.
screaming out to man now to be the rightful protector again. So it's only a matter of time before certain things come full circle and man have to step up again. Remember, no, we still can't figure out how the pyramids were built, whether it's 10,000 slaves or whatever, when at the end of the day is man using them telepathic nature and moving things with their mind and constructing things just out of very thought. That's why we can talk about karma as a representative aspect of whatever the mind conceive and believe the mind will achieve because man was at an apex, as an
Right.
apex predator doing everything what I'm supposed to do in godly nature, but him fall from grace. So everything have to come full circle. Man have to be the protector again.
I'm glad
Because
how you bring up that a while ago with the pyramids, not to cut you, but yeah, you hear about Graham Hancock and people like that who've spoken about the way in which cataclysms, right, throughout time have caused mankind to have to start over. Great cataclysms like floods and asteroids, meteorites hitting Earth, seeing, and creating havoc. Um, you know, and civilization literally had to start over. So he speaks of stuff like, the floods. A lot of ancient civilizations make mention of great floods. So I know that is one effect of whatever cataclysmic event happened. See, um, tsunamis
So
and them thing they are man that have to survive and start over. So it's like, you know, Native Americans, ancient Egyptians, various parts of earth where you used to have pyramids and thing and ancient temples. You must say, like, no, for them people here who even, let's say, even 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, what they saw is what they inherited. So even them man they who did have a certain level of intelligence and knowledge, even them never build the pyramids. The
exactly, it goes
original
even
man them who
further.
built the pyramids is 30,000 years ago. Go way back. Don't go 10,000. Don't go 5,000 or 30,000, 40,000 years, because there are watermarks on the pyramids that show that there were some great floods that happened, right? And water settled here for a long time at this point on the pyramid, and it's way up, and it'll show you, say, oh, I mean, places were
There's a
submerged, immersed in
there
water.
there,
A great flood
there and
happened.
I'm trying to I'm here googling
And
while
not
we
to cut
speak
you,
to you.
yes. So let me talk to, cause there's a place they were talking about it on Joe Rogan too. Cause Joe Rogan interviewed them, right? And they were showing a place in North America here where there's like ripples in the earth, virgin. You see, and it's like
Yes,
water.
yes.
It's deltas that were formed. Zine, various deltas that were formed after a great flood, right? Flood where the water and waves were like over 1,000 feet high, like, or more, thousands of feet high.
Yep,
Seeing,
yep.
and you can see it in the earth, you can see it in the rocks, you can see these ripples, you can see these formations, and it makes sense. Based on how they're shaped, how they look, is like, yo, what else could have done this other than great bodies of water? Not a liquor river, but something more like seas worth of water. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole entire sea worth of water that's flooding through this area. You know, um,
So I'm
yeah,
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in
ice
on this
caps
one.
melting and all these things. But yeah, go on.
So, and I don't know how much of this you know, but every 562 years or something like that, or 600 years,
Mm-hmm.
there is something called the Phoenix event. And the Phoenix event is, as you have just spoken, total fucking cataclysm, right?
Yeah.
And the last one was the World Fair. If you ever Google the World Fair, that's where everybody came out, all their glitz and glamours, everything from every four corners of the world came to Chicago for the World Fair. All the marble monuments that you could ever think to, all the goddesses and the gods and everything. Boom. For one day, everything was there. And the very next day, they demolished everything. And soon after that, you had something called mud flood and just wiped out the whole civilizations in America and all over the world. Mud floods just wiped out shit. And then all of a sudden, you see people coming out of nowhere in like vintage suits and this. You see kids in. One of the things at the World Fair was kids in um, incubators because that was something they were pushing on the public at the time in terms of genetic cloning. But they didn't
See,
outright tell them it was genetic cloning. Say you come buy a kid from an incubator, literally pay $10 and you get a kid from an incubator.
right.
And even Jimmy Fallon says that his grandfather was one of those incubator kids. So a lot of people who you see right around, That's why they don't have an inner monologue because they're not actually human. But again, fair use notice.
No
Um,
man, yeah, you have to go over that
you
again,
know,
my brethren. You can't breeze through them topics, man. You say now that
yeah, man.
Jimmy Fallon alleged that his one of his ancestors was one of those incubators, and it's an incubator
All
who
right.
was what, a survivor of these mud floods. Or you fact check it.
So again, jump on your Google for me same time.
Yeah,
Right
man.
now, I
But I
want
just
to
want to know what the
sell.
point of. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Phoenix event, you can check ARCHAIX, Archaics, and he breaks down everything he has done 15, 18 years of straight research about the Phoenix event that every couple of hundred years something come and just reset society. So it have to start over. So the name of this dude is ARCHAIX, Archaics.
Okay. It says here, um, advanced research of chronological history of artificial intelligence X. Um, wow.
But you're gonna search that in your YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
looking
his
at it
that's
right
his
now.
channel.
What I want, okay, archaics about. I'm looking on this about page. It says here, archaics or advanced research of chronological history of artificial intelligence X is about the history of the human race trapped in the simulacrum. In the simulacrum, this false reality, a copy of a real universe of the tyranny of AIX. Archaics
Mad.
documents the movements of AIX in the past and reveals what artificial intelligence X will do next. The materials offered in Jason's books are for those unafraid of the dark who want the truth undiluted, direct. The ancient past, behind the scenes happenings throughout all times, periods, censored histories, the academic cover ups, real facts about race, religion, subversive societies, and even psi-based predictive systems of analysis by which future events can be known beforehand are uncovered and explained. Wow, wow, wow. Hold on, man. What
So,
is
so
this?
basically, I've given you the rabbit hole to the information that's one of the rabbit holes I gain my knowledge base from because this dude is from out of prison and he spent his entire life because he went to prison like from 14 and he came out
Wow.
when he was like 40 or 50 and he spent his whole
Yes.
life going
Yeah.
through prison libraries doing this knowledge base and fact checking it with churches and other historians and them things. So the man, when we tell you, say the man deep in the thing, bro, the man tell you, say, yo, every
It sounds
600
like that,
years
Bridget.
there's a phoenix event that resets so-called mankind. No matter the apex where man reach, it
Mm-hmm.
cherry picks. So rain will fall upon your house and don't fall upon mine because it's a peculiar thing that judges and say, yo, you're full of shit, you're going good, go on do your thing, bill, don't bill, whoppings, everything.
So that's
Radam
wouldn't that be the most high?
or an object of. And this bridging break it down and you go through the research. But the enemy is no doubt AI for some reason. It
So
don't
at the
want
end
it
of the
not
day,
flourish.
this virgin, one of his main points is that the enemy is AI.
AI don't want to
Interesting.
see nothing flourish. Don't want to see nothing flourish for some reason. It want to dominate.
Interesting. 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 A little piece right here. It says, oh wow. So he has a lot of, it says his core conclusions, discoveries, and observations are organized by volunteers and friends who share his passion for the truth. As a pen and ink illustrator and graphic artist, most of his book covers and artwork are done by himself. Jason is one of the only researchers in the world who specializes in ancient chronological systems, focusing on worldwide antiquities from 4309 BCE to
Yes, sir.
522 CE. Many of his historical discoveries cannot be found in any other works. For this reason, he was awarded with multiple publishing contracts with Book Tree in San Diego. There's an excerpt here from his book, Break Free or Die Trying. It says, "Our world is not what you think. In the vaults of archaics, you will learn that a harrowing truth governs humanity in the collective. But on a personal level, you're more than you suppose yourself to be. Discovering the truth requires one to plunge into darkness to reach the light. Here you will find you are not alone. We exist within a
Mm-hmm.
controlled holosphere wherein past civilizations have been deliberately buried in cataclysms that occurred with such perfect mathematical precision that we boldly announce the next worldwide civilization reset happening in May 2040. This 2040 date was first published in 2006. Oh, snap.
Hmm.
What is he saying? The man said the world is going to have an next cataclysm event in 2024, a civilization reset, as he calls it. I wonder what that means, yo.
That,
Man.
that's what I'm talking about. Something cataclysmic
Mm.
is gonna happen.
Sounds
Might
very
be
interesting, my lad.
next month, because I tell you, you can Google April the 8th real
The
quick, and you'll
eclipse?
see yeah, man, you'll see a barrage of predictions because the emphasis on this particular one is
Mm.
a wicked and adulterous nation will be looking for a sign, and no sign shall be given to them except the sign of the whale. It just so happens that this eclipse is running through every town when named Nineveh in the whole country. Not only that, it
Seeing.
will be it will be in the constellation of the whale. Not only that, every cicada, which is a special type of locust, two
Right.
nests or two broods will be coming out on that day at the same time. Not only that, the National Guard will be on point. Not only that, 22 researchers of nuclear, biological, chemical, radiological natures shall be on site to provide support. Schools will be closed on that day. Never in history of schools been closed on an eclipse. And
Hold
people
on,
are
man.
being
Hold
warned.
on, my
Hold
brother.
on, hold on,
Yeah, I
hold on.
hurt up
And
my head. Go on.
the icing on the cake is people are being advised to stock up on food and water and gas for 2 weeks during this or prior to this time frame. So make it make sense, isn't it? I'm here for
When
the
when
popcorns
when did you hear about this?
every day because I'm in that circle of
Last
knowledge. So
year?
every day, no, every day I'm in that circle of knowledge that I'm hearing it every day. So
Because
again, just
I
Google
have a
this
virgin
right
who have
now,
a
isn't it?
yeah. No, I'm gonna share with you a website because just like how you share this one with me, I have a virgin who also shared something with me as well. I'd love to find it and tell you about it because it's one of them ones, virgin. I might have to share it off air. Let me see
Mhm.
if I can find it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I might have to share it off air. It's one of those, you know? It's one of
Yeah,
those that I might have to share off air, Virgin. But man, I tell you, say, real powerful information, real powerful stuff. Seeing, I'm trying to find it so I can share it with you. But it's like a chat room, and it's a very long-standing chat room. It has existed from about 1994 or five or six, so it's very old.
wow.
And they discuss. It's from the internet. They start. You know what I mean? You had this various page, and they would talk about um, esoteric, extraterrestrial, events, alien sightings, whether it's real or not. All types of stuff, Bridget. All types
It's
of stuff,
like
conspiracies, etc., etc. But they're very
it's like
private. Yeah.
yeah, no for cut you. It's like
No man, go on.
even even couple of days ago, me I said to myself, yo, do you remember YouTube 15 years ago? There was
Right.
this big, there's this big brouhaha about changing YouTube because it's gonna become more commercial. And there was a like YouTube back in the day was its own thing, and then
Yeah.
some buyout happened, and then it
Yeah.
is what it is now, and it's been evolving as is, and we just accept it as is. So I feel like if something is presented, the people will accept it still. As long as them have options, them will accept the lesser of two evils every time them get. So you're keeping AI in mind, saying something
Mhm.
like that, you know.
Mhm.
And people, fair use one it for entertainment purposes only. You can go Google Project Bluebeam. You see me? So say yo, there's a thing in place to show you, for example, a fake rapture and
Mhm.
get you into a certain state of mind. And this is strictly like on a conspiracy type vibe, but we literally have movies like Black Mirror coming out that are dictating your actual reality. So how much of
Exactly.
a far-fetched situation is it? You know? And again, my favorite movie for this year is Leave the World Behind. Beautifully done, perfectly executed. It shows
Agreed.
that at the end of the day, there's no nuclear bomb that needs to be dropped. There's no AI attack that needs to happen, like in the Terminator.
Exactly.
I just need to turn you against me over a roll of toilet tissue. That's what it really boiled down to. And we kill each
Right.
other.
Go again, man. Repeat that, cause that bad, that deep. You say what? Turn you against me, and what about toilet paper? Yeah.
Yeah, that are the war. That are the basics of the war. You think of ammunition or no? Like this is what happened during the pandemic, where people fighting over a case of tissue because it's life and death.
Exactly.
And I
No,
me
it's
want
very
to live
tough.
by myself. I me want to live by myself, so me need a role, isn't it? Yeah. We don't need one or two. Yeah, we need a role. I will case for
Yeah, what did
myself.
I reason
And
about that, Bridget? Because it really exposed what mankind would be willing to do. You know what I mean? When it boiled down to it, when it boiled down to survival and what you're willing to do for survive, you know?
yo,
You
there's a
hear me?
Ras. I don't remember his name. There's a Ras,
Yeah.
and he's a
Well, stream, by the
breatharian.
way, I just press stream for see how it go. You know what I mean? How it go work
Yeah.
out. Go on top, man.
Yeah, so this Ras, right? He's a breatharian, and he hasn't had
Mm-hmm.
food or water for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Seeing.
Yeah, you hear me fire? Yeah, you hear me
Three
fire?
years,
I'm standing,
brethren.
and he's like, man, it's like, I try again the Ras. But he's like a fitter version of Highway. You see me? But he's in his 60s or the 70s or whatever. You see me?
Yes, I.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
And it's like slowly but like him have wife and youth and them thing that man I say slowly but surely mother do my regular Sunday dance and these things until my youth come of age and me show him say, yo, a 2 year me no drink water, my youth. You see? Yeah.
Brethren.
And then him show him start breaking in to say, yo, I never eat food no more. But two things I do: yoga and meditate. So there's a thing, and it's a comeback from Adam and Eve
Same.
time
Yeah.
where man does a use photosynthesis and got a prana and mana from the very fucking sun, the light source. You feel me? So this bridging, good like again, bro. YouTube this, Google this. I'm not can't make
I'm
this
doing
shit
it
up.
right now while we're talking.
Tell you. Okay. Um, his channel is called Wake
Elitom
Up and
Ella.
Shine.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. So this brethren actually practice the whole order of being a breatharian. So this man don't need water, this man don't need food. It's achievable. It's fully
See.
achievable. As an example, you feel me?
So
So,
so he says he's never or in the past, however long, him not eat food or drink anything outside of water. Him not eat food or drink anything outside of water.
well, the very thumbnail I'm looking at says living without food for 19 years. Whether
Yes.
water is in
That's the
that or
same one
not.
I'm looking at it. Actually, I just see it. I just see it. Living without food for 19 years. Virgin, a story of breatharian. That's insane.
Whether or not water is involved, I cannot recall. But again, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind will achieve. And when we listen to man's story, I just yoga and meditation the man do. Big man
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But yo,
It
but
says
try the
here,
fasting
born
thing still when your body a burn under 1.5 day, it crucial still.
indeed.
But again, that's when the toxicity is supposed to leave the body though.
True. It says here, Elitom Elitom Elamin, an internationally recognized teacher and breatharian, has captivated attention due to his mastery of living without the need for food or water. Background and transformation. Born in 1969, raised in Ohio, Elamin hails from African American origins. His path towards fasting began in 2000 for health reasons. He transitioned from being overweight in high school to thriving healthily and boundless energy within a few months of fasting. Today, Elohim requires very little sleep or none at all, living on prana and human photosynthesis. Elitam
Yes, sir.
Elamin teaches the concept of living on prana, which involves drawing energy directly from the environment rather than relying on conventional food and water. His extraordinary knowledge and experience in the field of human photosynthesis have inspired people worldwide. Brethren, I've never even heard of human photosynthesis. Like, what does he do? What? He doesn't eat food and he's still
So
alive?
ag- again, fair use notice. I'm just dropping as many bombs as I can while I have 10% left. So, what you ever hear about like Jack and the Beanstalk
Jack and the
or
Beanstalk, yes.
the Jolly Green Giant
Mm-hmm.
or or may I try to remember like historical so-called fictitious lumberjacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
People that are associated with cutting down large trees. So what you need to know is that you're in the beginning or thereabout, even up to the flood, there was
Mm-hmm.
a world tree. There's a tree in the middle of the world that you can see from all four corners of the earth. The world tree. And
Hold
there
on,
have been
my
other,
brother. Hold
right?
on, hold on, hold on. Cause you know we like to fact check, but also, you've been given a lot of information. I appreciate that. I just have to tell you that now. World Tree is something that you
Hmm.
say exists where?
In the
I just
middle
have
of
to
the world.
stall a little bit.
But
World
from your brain,
Tree
world tree,
story.
it's 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 something from every mythology, from Norse mythology, from African mythology, from Chinese,
Yggdrasil is a Norse
Yggdrasil.
mythology. Is a Norse mythology. The word, or sorry, Yggdrasil in Norse mythology, the world tree, a giant ash supporting the universe. It is closely related to the tree of life, a motif found across many cultures, and the tree of knowledge, which was said to grow in the Garden of Eden in Abrahamic religions. All right, go ahead, Fire. Just want
So
anybody listening or watching can get an understanding, an idea.
so it so the world tree is like the biggest tree, but you still have bare little trees all over the world that are trying to reach to the levels of a world tree. See?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What does mankind decide to do? Go log in, cut down all of these big trees, great trees,
Yes.
trends,
Yes.
they call them, right? Lo and behold, there is a conspiracy theory
Mm-hmm.
that states that yo, they're cutting them down because they realize that they are sentient, because it like trees are more aware than anything else on the planet, you know. Vegetation
I've
is
heard
more
of that.
aware
I've heard
than
of that.
anything
Yes.
else on the planet,
I
you
mean,
know. To
look
the
at the
po-
mushroom plant, the mushroom,
no man, I'm talking about like walking on the
regular
ground.
trees. Yeah.
Trees have roots that run underground that every time a car run over it, it know the difference of a car. Every time a dog walk, it know the difference of a dog.
But you know
Every
them
time
say
a
the same
but
thing about shrooms
every time a
and how
butterfly
yeah,
land,
yeah.
the difference in weight from a butterfly. Plus the leaves
All
are
right,
the leaves are sensors. The only thing it don't have is
right.
eyes, is eyeballs. That's the only thing it don't have. It have mouth for water, everything else, nose for smell, it
Exactly.
have everything else. It's a living thing. Zin?
Definitely.
So these things would grow to exponential rate as well. And man get afraid of it, just like man afraid of dragons, which is big lizards, and woman forever petrified of lizard, because that is something that go back in time. Woman not just have a random fear for lizard. That is something that go back in time, a recessive thing. That's what them say about slavery, by the way. You know? Them say, yo, people traumatized with slavery because it's in them genes. So
Right.
them forever have a disposition to how them
View slavery and react to.
and not project themselves in reality. Zine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as opposed, and my argument is, so yo, if people are forever traumatized, what happened to the oppressor? The oppressor not traumatized too.
Yeah. He traumatized himself.
And that is a meds right there, you know, because if
He is
we as a
traumatized
people,
while he's
we
doing
as a
any kind of
people
traumatizing as well.
make it make sense, bro. You see me? Because you can't be the victim and the hero at the same time. And it's either
What has he been traumatized by? Why he's so oppressive and so violent and bloodshed is something that he's been able to master and so good at spilling blood, warfare.
why
What is it that
look.
happened that
Here's
created
my
that
question.
genetically in them?
Objectively,
Yeah.
here's my question.
Or in
You
people of
use
that, you know. Yeah.
you use inferior people
Mm-hmm.
to the max. You've accomplished everything. Done with them. Why you been
Right.
keeping them alive? Why you been keeping them alive? For what?
Good question.
For your full enjoyment? For your entertainment? That no make no sense. It's because if you ever try wipe out the people them completely, them rise up and wipe you out too. Kill for kill.
Definitely.
And you don't want kill for kill. So you lean back into a comfortable state. And everybody, you have a one and two killing here and there, but overall, you see me,
Mm-hmm.
everybody good. It weird because allegedly, again, fair use notice. There, and
Mm-hmm.
you can Google this. You can Google this. It's called a Hitler document, where on his deathbed he says, when African Americans realize that they are the jewels of God, they'll rise up and retake their nation. And it does so
Who
happen, say,
said
oh,
said that?
2 days of Adolf Hitler on his deathbed. Mo shot you the video
Mm-hmm.
still.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now I've heard something like that before, my G. Yes, I.
and 2 days ago, you see, Russia come out with all the documents. Say, yo, Jesus was a black man. We're talking like yo, everything out the vault. Them release the Kraken and open up the vault. Google that right now. Russia releases black people. Ray, 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 ray.
Yeah, man, I got it right now. I was just double checking the stream. All right. The first thing comes up says leadstories.com. Fact check. Putin did not reveal that Jesus was black. However, this is AI.
Hmm.
Hear what Microsoft AI thing is saying. The portrayal of Jesus of Nazareth has been a topic of historical and art. You know what? I need to get it off. Why is it so involved? I don't want it. I don't want to use it. It's telling me things that I don't want. Copilot. It's called Copilot, Bridget. And basically, anything you sign in
Interesting.
to Microsoft, it basically does a deep search of that. Um, so hold on. Russians opens its sellers and shows 1400s picture of Jesus.
How
That was in
much?
December. 1400s, the 1400s. And that's
Wow.
a YouTube video. Well, hold on, that's a YouTube video. Um, but let me go to latest news. You said that's recent, keys.
Yeah, like 2 days ago. Because it's like they did that release and then it's
Mm-hmm.
like them do a next release. Because you have to know, say, yo, what I'm talking about with these incubator kids is from the old world, right? And you can bring up a next tab for incubator kids, is it mean? But them call them cabbage patch kids,
Why
where
routers don't have it? Reuters, none of these, of course, it's expected that they're not going to have it, though, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's
of
like,
course.
why is this so hard to find? I'm finding that there was an article last year that says Vladimir Putin reveals Jesus was a black man. I'm seeing an article about that and I'm seeing a YouTube video about that. But I'm not seeing anything at the top of my search about Putin recently releasing something about it.
Well, yeah, again, the AI, the
But
algorithm
we
is
know we know
toying, yeah, the AI is toying with it because it's something that is of um, relevant search these days. So it's these are things that's gonna come up, right? But again, let me just reconfirm. We're dealing with archaics and the breatharian for those who catching up. So that's ARCHAIX for your information what happens every 600 years to the planet. There's like a cataclysmic event and we just have to just reload to the matrix. And then you're dealing with
straight.
breatharians. Breatharians are people who can live without food or water and then just channel energy from the sun and just use
At
the
least
sun as
water though. Him don't use him have to drink water, brother.
apparently not.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. So again, these are
Mm-hmm.
the extremes. These are the extremes of mankind. Not definitely not telling anybody to go without food and water.
Yeah. Just checking out some of the information that the Virgin has shared. It's really interesting. Um, as from AI to these ancient mythologies, ideologies, stories. For example, the Norse mythology of the world tree. You know what I mean? And what that insinuates and says, seeing in the mythology of Samoyeds, the world tree connects different realities, underworld, this
Indeed.
world, and the upper world together. In their mythology, the world tree is also the symbol of Mother Earth, who is said to give the Samoyed shaman his drum and also help him to travel from one world to another. Seeing very interesting things, very interesting concepts, mythologies, and the like. And we know say if something not go so, something nearly go so, as we say as Jamaicans. And
Exactly.
I know that other dimensions exist, planes of existence exist. The fact that we are on Earth, there's a whole universe out there, is an example of that in itself. Just that alone, you need to know that other things going on outside of Earth. And if we are so intellectually advanced as we think we are, if we are so technologically advanced as we think we are, outside of our dimensions, outside of our reality, there's probably all of that going on an exponential level, incalculable level. We don't know. Seeing, but it's safe to assume that it is. I'm saying, very safe to assume that.
Exactly.
Yes, I. But that's say you bring up some interesting topics. Some of us are expound on some a little
Oh.
bit. Virgin, trust me. Very interesting. Very interesting. AI though, terrible. Anyways,
Terrible.
what you know what I mean? Like, I really hope that bringing it back to AI. I really hope that some gauging of it can happen and some type of, you know what I mean, stranglehold in
Mm-hmm.
a sense can be put on it as as far as the detrimental aspects of it is concerned.
Aspects.
Hope the man them can curb it, control it in a way where it don't get too out of hand. However, as you did allude to, Elon Musk and them people, the actions, even the fact that the man them a try to go outer space more and more, these things are pointing to them knowing something we the average people don't know. And they're making some types of plans, some type of yeah, uh, you know, escape escape route. They're figuring out ways and means of doing something uh, that they're not fully telling us, but it has to do with space. It has to do with, you know, the celestial bodies. And we're there upon earth to observe, you know what I mean? And I try pay rent and I try survive and I try
Eh,
find food and
you know,
money and these
I,
things, herbs.
I,
You see
I,
me?
I tell you, I tell you this much, because as you say all of these things, I'm reminding of two things. First thing is, last year 6 man jump in a bathtub to go check out the Titanic and did not return with a PSP controller. So that is the depths of creation right about now. That's the first thing, right? The second thing,
Ah,
eh,
the man them
right?
jumping a bathtub with a PSP control.
No, with a Logitech,
Man them
right?
jumping with a little Logitech, a little Bluetooth Logitech.
Right? So go to the depths of the ocean. You feel me? So this is where
Yeah, and a Nintendo
mankind.
Switch
This is where
screen.
There you go. And can you imagine being at X degrees just for here? The Bluetooth device is not connected. Like, bro, that no kosher. So again, this is where this is where we're at in creation. So when you see certain things happening, bro, it's like, yo, you have to really ask the question, certain people real or is just me? So
Mm-hmm.
once you reach that point, so your creation is like at the bubbling point. Again,
Yes.
AI is there to is a gun. AI is a gun. Whether you want to use it for protection or you want to use it to inflict harm, that is the potential of it. But we know that right now, even with China, fair use
I
notice,
don't
there's
want
a
to cut
war
you,
going on.
but go on. Yeah. A war going on in
Yeah,
China.
man. Yeah. In terms of two things, how it affects us in the Western Hemisphere, and they
Mm-hmm.
have a system called a social credit system. And me and you
Yes.
done a reason about the social credit
Yeah,
system
man, but
already
run
here
it
and
by me
there.
again, man. We could talk
So
about it
if any
real quick.
from a pin to a anchor, if you jaywalk, me fine you. If you meet in a car accident, me fine you, and that demerit you, and that add to whether or not you can shop at a supermarket 10 times for the year, or
Get
if
a
you can go to
loan.
school, or get a loan, or God forbid you end up in a court. You know what I mean? Your shit
Right.
is fucked. So
Right.
you know
Basically.
they're,
Cause you don't
try-
have
they're
enough
trying to
social
force
credit.
this. They're trying to force this system worldwide, and that's
Yeah.
that's I guess you can call that communism. I guess, you see me?
Right. Right.
But again, bro,
We don't say it deeper than isms and schisms, it go down to good against evil, at the end of the day. And what I want, not to cut you, bro. When I say good and evil, we can call the names of some of the most wealthy families and what they're doing on earth, and it's a handful of them, and maybe they're worshiping a higher power that is giving them instructions and all of these things. But it
these things, right?
boil down to good against evil, because we who have limited information compared to what they have the stance that something not right, and the masses are being oppressed, right? So we know that there's a difference between what's wrong from what's right on our level, right? The amount of money and wealth and power these people have, we know. So the way how things are running, this is how they want it to go. You know what I'm saying? And it boils down to them just being evil. And
Exactly.
you look on all levels of society, from the top go straight down, from the man who made the rules and the laws, the prime ministers and presidents, and judges and lawyers, down to the man in the streets, the security guard at the public offices. What I mean? Like, everybody has a role to play, but man, them corrupt from top to bottom. Especially if you represent government, it seems like everybody is like willingly participating in these roles
But
that
again,
can be seen as very oppressive.
referring to the previous conversation, are really
Good against evil.
corporations are really corporations run the thing, and are really governments run the thing again per se.
Corporations run the thing, and as I said, go back down to who are they serving. It's good against evil. Remember we did even talk about the Matrix, or the Matrix attack about human beings in the future, how they will be controlled by the machines. You know what I'm saying? Same thing
Hmm.
what I talk about with this AI and this robot police state, this AI robot police state. You know what I mean? In the future, the Matrix, humans are batteries, right? And whatever, I don't know what we are supplying to them other than just that, but clearly it was enough for them to, what was it, power their robotic world, their electronic world, right?
So it's two things in factuality, in actuality, because as you say, if something not go, if it not go so, then something close go so. You see me?
Right, because I'm
So
so that just something just come up in my brain why I'm said.
so it's two schools of thought. Really, is is the fact say, yo, and Google this, folks. Sophia. It's so funny that the AI them get the name to the AI Sophia because there's something called the Sophia story, which is
Mm-hmm.
very is a creation story. So
Mm-hmm.
prior to Christians, you had a thing called the Gnostics,
Right.
and the Gnostics hold a very intriguing theory that
And
them
Nas means
believe
to know. Yeah.
right to the knowledge of.
Yeah.
So them must say yo um there's a pantheon of gods
Mm-hmm.
that surround one central god. Each
Mm-hmm.
god have a counterpart. So the
Mm-hmm.
counterpart to who we know as Jesus Christ
Mm-hmm.
is in female counterpart named Sophia. Sophia was so
Wow.
encapsulated with the Most High in terms of creation. She said, "Yo, more create like the Most High." So she decided to move. So them inhabit a ends, a space, a realm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she stepped outside of the realm, and stepping outside of the realm is she running a bear trap where she run into matter, physical matter. Had an abortion because it's the first time this is a sentient being, So she had an abortion on the spot or a stillbirth, and the stillbirth gained back life. The name of this stillborn creature is the blind one. So now,
Seen.
so ashamed of her transgression, falling from grace, Sophia, she encapsulated her stillborn in a cloud, shroud him in a cloud. So now the stillborn gaining knowledge, feel like say it has never seen the upper heavens and know say yo, there is a whole hierarchy. Thinks that it are the most perfect thing, and it
Right.
is by itself. It is that's why them call it the blind one.
Right.
Now the blind one have power, because it is an
Mm-hmm.
aberration. So it's like a phantom. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
A ghost. It's like a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So what it power is to create physical matter. So the very earth what we depend, that's why them call it Gaia, Mother Earth. Because the
Yeah.
mother come from Sophia. Because Sophia was this angelic presence that come from the upper heavens into what we know as space. Space was just
Seen.
like bacteria or whatever.
Right.
When
Right.
it have a abortion, and the stillbirth of the abortion became the physical matter, the planets and them things. So when you go back to the Bible now, that's why certain historians are show you say yo when God I say yo I am a jealous God and have no
Right.
other
It's
God
human
beside me.
characteristics.
That is from the blind one. You see me?
That's
Cause
really
it
the
want
blind one attack.
yeah. You see me? So
Sophie youth.
again, that's
Sophie first youth.
so
Stillborn.
exactly stillborn. Yes, I. So the sun of the Bible. Cause remember, say it not just come as a name Bible. It name
Right.
the Biblios Helios or the Helios Biblios, the
Son book.
Sun Book,
Mm-hmm.
Jehovah's. So the
Mm-hmm.
sun is Jesus, but nobody know want to tell you that.
Exactly.
You see me? Yeah. But
Hundred
again,
percent.
when the sun have solar flares and the sun do this and the sun do that, that is the metaphysical aspect of Sophia, the earth interacting with her counterpart, which is the Christ, the Christus, which is the sun. So the earth and the sun offer intermingle. It's a deep science, that's what them call it, the occult, You
Right. Right.
understand?
Right. Definitely.
It's a,
Definitely.
it's
Definitely.
a deep science to the thing. So again, when AI come in and say, let's do the maths. 1 week of sunshine. It's like precipitation of rain. Like how the man them can forecast, how them know really, 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 how them know what gonna happen a week from now or a month from now. How them
I
know
know
that?
before they had satellites, they had literally just the sun, the moon, you know what I'm saying? That's it. The water, the sea levels, you know, whether you know what I mean, the current strong or not, the waves, etc. Fish their boat, etc. You know, it was very basic. It was observing, but they were only able, I'm sure, to forecast a day or two ahead. I'm sure in ancient times, man had way better technology. I feel like right now though they have satellites. They claim they have satellites. That's what is used.
Look here,
We
man.
can
Look here,
use
man.
Google, but explain.
Look here.
What's your thoughts on this?
Look, again, there's this great misconception that primitive man is primitive. No, the man them way
Exactly.
more advanced.
One
The man
hundred
them
percent,
way
brother. May
more
I agree with
advanced.
you? Yes, I.
Because even when it comes to the whole navigation of waters, as the I said a while
Mm-hmm.
ago, the man them have a sophisticated compass that is like a child's game where you spin different, like almost like a Rubik's cube, but it's like in a little sphere. So
Right.
it spin different latitudes and longitudes and down to at the time a child could understand it, because this is what I'm referring to as the old world. There's a thing known as Tartaria, and
Mm-hmm.
that was, and you can like Google this, the Tartarian Empire, where in think about the Hindenburg and those giant air balloons powered by helium. There was an entire civilization that used that technology, steam power, back in the day. Like remember them thing there. Remember
Yes,
as a
I.
youth
It's
watching
true.
them thing there.
No, it's true. Yeah. Yes.
So that's what them call the old world. And right now, man, I depend on. Alright, so boom. Back in the day, there was something. There's two what do you call it now? Incidents, paranormal
Yeah.
incidents that happen.
Yeah.
One is called Ball, lightning,
Uh-huh.
where a mass of electricity. I asked my father about it. Him say, yo, him see it enough as a youth in England,
Mm-hmm.
where lightning just conduct into a ball, a rolling ball, and just roll through your house for no reason. Rolling lightning,
Virgin, I'm looking
right?
at it right now. Yeah, on Wikipedia.
So these are documented things that happen. So paranormal in terms of, that's why when you bring up CERN, it's like yo, my light up because CERN is doing that shit. Nikola Tesla
Yes, in
was
our
doing
last
that shit.
conversation, we had discussed that was unable, you know, whenever I release it as yet, or when I release it as yet, would I try to clean up the audio? But I made mention of the fact that CERN, you know, in Switzerland is one of those places where they are trying to or you just say no, break down matter to its smallest particle,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, I one of them
Is the
place that you know where them
is the
are run the
fact that
latest. Mhm.
the man them can identify matter. Them can't identify what's in between the matter, which is dark matter, and
Mhm.
that's what they allegedly have discovered. But again, this is a conspiracy theory. A lot of people feel like the world ended in 2012 because due you know due to the manipulation of matter from them at that point, they had changed something in the fabric of space time and nobody remembers. But
Really?
yeah, man, that's why you have a thing named the Mandela effect.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard about the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody have something. For me, it's Luke Skywalker, where Darth Vader says, Luke, I am your father. and then in a reality now it changed, or something as simple as mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most whatever of them all, and then in a reality they must say, yo, magic mirror on the wall, or is it Bragg's apple cider, or is it Bragg apple cider, or how you spell Looney Tunes, how you spell Fruit Loops, and that make the difference in which reality you actually come from. You see me?
Interesting.
Mm. Enough other things
Interesting.
that them call it the Mandela effect, because some people distinctly remember Mandela dying in the 1980s, and some people remember him dying in the 1990s.
90s, yeah.
For me, it was the
But can
80s.
people
I
literally?
don't know.
But my thing is, how is it that people have a thing like that when you can literally go and check that out? Historically, you can check the records. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
give you one. I'll give you one better. Them say, alright, Bible word, right? Them
Mm-hmm.
say the lion and the blank shall lay together. Which is it?
Lamb.
The lion and the lamb, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I know it
Google it.
as.
Google it. Like we see. The lion and the what shall lay together. Like we see.
Let me Google it right now. Like it depends on what translation.
And it no matter. I Google. It a give the
Most.
world
I see lion
knowledge
and the
base.
well, hold on. We see when I enter it into the search engine, the regular Microsoft search, I say the lion and and I don't enter anything yet. The first thing come up is mouse.
Alright, no, it's not the most.
But hold on,
But from
but
you,
hold on.
but
Let me enter
but from you
lion
put
and
lay together.
okay. Let me do that. Lion and
Lay
that
together.
lay together. Hold on. I see the lion and the wolf. I don't know if I'm entering the
Mm-hmm.
wrong thing.
Nope.
That's it. That's what you were talking
Nope.
about.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know when since it come lion and the wolf. I never hear about that.
Right.
When did
That's
it
why I'm
change to
ask
that?
you.
I'm just saying that's just an option that came up, but when since did that even enter the
Become an
conversation?
become an
The
option.
wolf, where it says Isaiah 11 verse 6, the wolf will live
Mm-hmm.
with the lamb. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. Is that how it
No
was?
lion. No lion. The man them kill the lion. It's a wolf and the lamb.
I don't remember it
You
being this
overstand?
way.
Do you
Yeah.
overstand? Do you overstand?
Yes. True, my
Yes.
brother. True. True. What the hell is going on? Am I change up the thing for me? Eh?
The timeline change, but it's very subtle. So, um, again, for the listeners and for the eye, there's a brethren that I listen to named Philip K. Dick. And Philip K. Dick is like a brother from the 70s who coined the term the Matrix. And he's
Right.
like, yo, imagine you are a millionaire or a billionaire, but at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, you have a butler and a maid. Their only job is to change the picture. You have a big portrait over your fireplace, and they have to change the picture every time. So what they end up doing is painting in a dog and painting out a bird.
Wow.
So every time you think that you're coming home to the same picture, to a
Yes.
different picture, it's the same picture. but them change little things in it,
Details
and
in
that is
it.
little details in it. So you think say yo is a different picture, but in actuality it's the same picture, but them just do minor um changes to it.
Change.
That is a
Yeah.
representation. That is a representation for the real world. Something have the ability to change things in real time, and you know realize until you have a little thing named deja vu, and that's how
Right.
you know. So you know, I've been here before. This feel
I've
familiar.
experienced this. This
I've
feel
experienced it.
familiar.
It feels familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or you have some near calls, some near death
Mm.
experience, some really
Yeah.
close calls, and you're like, yo, that is unexplainable. How did I
And
survive
this,
that? How did that
and
miss
this
me? Etc.
and this bring me back to the previous conversation we did have about um oh man about
The Sims.
things support the Sims, bro, and we're
We gotta talk
living
about the
in
Sims and the
and
simulation.
we're,
Yes.
we're living in a simulated reality. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, bro.
Yeah, man. We did have to revive everything I would talk about, even if you know what I mean. We don't remember it immediately, by continuing the conversation, we're bound to revive some of these things. Give me 1 second. So we are talk about the Sims and the simulated reality that, you know, the Sims is like a parallel to that. This reality that we live in is like a parallel to that, or the Sims is a parallel to the real life in a way, it's a metaphor for real life. Um, in a
What's
sense, you know.
what's the name? What's the name of the brethren who is the astrophysicist?
Neil
Tyson. What
deGrasse
his name?
Tyson.
Neil
Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
deGrasse
That's not
or
Neil deGrasse
deGrasse Tyson,
Tyson.
one of them. Yeah. Hmm.
That you had brought up prior. So he had a TED talk with some of his peers on that platform, and one brethren was like, "Yo, his basis is the study of space time, and he's literally detecting ones and zeros in the fabric of space time." So he's trying to allude to the fact that yo, the thing is like a computer program. It,
Right.
it's the script. It's script, you know.
Yo, real life is
So
scripted.
it's script, right? And again, these
Yeah.
things are
The
Googleable, so
Truman
you
Show.
can
We're
Google
living in the Truman Show.
living in the Truman Show. So again, it's not that far fetched. It's just that like, how do we know? The Mayans spoke about this. They call it the Maya, the dream realm. We're in dream time right now.
Mm-hmm.
Other ways of life tell you that yo, this is a simulation, and you know, is how you navigate through it, and it's a test. Life is a test. So it's how you go, how your character, the strength of your character, and these things. You know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
again, you know, with everything that's going on right now due to the power of television, believe half
Mm-hmm.
of what you see and none of what you hear because you don't
And the
really know what
internet.
you feed. You don't know what you're
Yeah.
feeding into. And energy dictates what you give your energy to. Wherever energy flows, attention goes. So one just have to be aware of what they're giving their power to in these days, isn't it?
You are connecting that as well. Yes, you're connecting that now to, or likening that to being in the Sims where you have things like NPCs. What was that again?
Exactly. Um, an NPC is a non-player character. So that
Mm-hmm.
means that you and I are, if life is a game now, you know,
Right.
you and I have conscious dictation how we govern our avatar. So we know, say, you wake
Exactly.
up, go left, choose to go right, side quest. Some people just say, yo, I'm stuck in, and like, you know, them either give themselves over to the game or they were a part of the game to begin with. So them
Yeah.
not a real conscious, them not a conscious thought process. It's
No
just like
independent
input. It's
thought.
like impulse or literally what the system dictates. So
Programs. Because,
a
all right,
program.
let me stick a pin right there. Immediately as you said that, I think a crackhead. I think a meth head. I think a serious alcoholic who's lost it all, and lives on Skid Row. Hear why I said that. When you think about what you said a while ago, the script and things being, you know, um, predetermined and feeding into the narrative, a lot of people in America seem to operate based on these societal norms
Norms.
that really are, if you want to break it down further than these societal norms, you know, it's really societal norms that revolve around vices and what you use when you're stressed out. Seeing alcohol is one of them, drug use is one of them. And many people, they'll tell you how they messed up their life. Many homeless, drug addicts will tell you, you know, something happened in their life, some traumatic event, something that depressed them or traumatized them in some way or the other, and they turn to drugs, they turn to the bottle, you know, and it's like a programmed thing in them. Okay, I'm sad now. I'm depressed. Let me go smoke. Let me go drink. But not just take a puff or two. You know, let me go smoke 2 packs of cigarettes. You see me? Let me drink a liter of rum. You get what I'm saying? And there's this there's
Again,
this there's this culture of that, of using these things to the extreme when stressed, when depressed, etc., which leads to further problems. You know what I'm saying? Where in other societies, healthier societies, even though they have their problems, the people are a little more conscious as to how they handle stress. Here too, one
it's
of the first things a lot of people who stressed out, or not a lot, but many people
me.
resort to is suicide. That's not a common thing. That's not a common thing in a brethren. When you think about, people who are depressed and suffering throughout the world, you look on a continent like Africa, and you look at how they handle poverty, they handle stress. You don't see a lot of suicides in Africa, but it's almost like a program thing in the West, where you're stressed out, you got abuse drugs, or you just kill yourself altogether. You can't take it no
Altogether.
more. You just get rid of yourself altogether. And that goes to what we're saying about this NPC type of behavior, where it's like,
Behavior.
you're
Yes. Yes.
programmable. You resort to the first things that society done programming in your system to do. The first programmed response is what you resort to.
Right. Um.
We see a lot of that.
a- Again, you're speaking true to fact because that is the norm.
Yeah.
Again, certain, me and my wife run this joke where like, yo, how many people are actually real people? Because even the Bible tell us, say, yo, only 144,000 man are gonna survive. Is it so?
Straight, and that make you have a question, because not to cut you. I just had another idea. I just have to get stuff my chest real quick. So then NPCs now are part of the society they're created, right? They're supposed to exist because think about
To
it. When I
keep
think about the
to,
homelessness
to
in
keep the
LA,
construct. Yeah.
precisely. When I think about the drug abuse, when I think about the violence and the crime, it keeps police occupied. It keeps all of these people hired. You know what I mean? They all have jobs, right? People have
Mhm.
a role for play. You know what I mean? The police have a job, the judge have a job, right? The social worker has a job. You know what I'm saying? The doctors, everybody has a role now, because these set of people are mentally ill, physically ill. spiritually ill. You know what I'm saying? So
But no, but
we'll need
again,
now
again,
these
not to
forces.
cut you,
Hmm.
not to cut
Hmm.
you. That brings me back to the whole argument, because a one's is abusing substance because of an issue. And once you
Right.
can identify the cause of the issue, you eliminate the substance abuse. You feel me? So
And that's what they did. Prevent you from being able to see who's the real problem, what's the real cause. Nobody don't get trained to really attack the cause. As a society, we're taught to, we're taught to put a band-aid over a chop. Something where
hmm.
deserves stitches. You put a band-aid on it. Sorry for cutting you though. You were saying?
No man,
Yeah.
good
Okay.
point, because that's, separate and apart. That's where the humanity is at, because you'll have a saying like, not every skin folk is kin folk, meaning that, I know everybody who I say Black Lives Matter is for Black lives. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when certain things start manifest in the physical, in the supernatural, it's going, like, the Bible is historic. And I'm not religious per se on anything, but just know, say, certain things line up with certain argument, line up with certain things, isn't it?
For sure.
Where where me can tell you, say, there is there's biblical verbiage of nigger being used in the Bible from Jesus' time, referring to black people. When I learned that, it was like brain exploding, isn't it? Because me I say, so you tell me, say nigger is not a Jim Crow era word.
Right.
Nigger actually go back to Pharaoh. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I never
So
heard that before.
let's Google it.
Yeah, I forgot to tell me about that, man.
Nigger in the Bible. Let me Google it. One of my favorite Googles, actually.
What I heard about, I mean, the fact that them say, you had the Council of Nicaea, you had the various inquisitions. We know things were changed about the scriptures. You see me? You have King James Version seeing. You also have His Majesty saying, no matter what language or translation, the message remains the same. However, I'm also considering the fact that things were changed, and of course, people can use anything, for negative purposes. We're taking that into to consideration. I really feel like
Consideration.
enough things change up in the scriptures, man, and man have to be very
Yeah,
wary
that's
and
my point.
careful. I know, I agree. I agree. Ten. Oh, hold on. I know. I know Nigeria is mentioned in the Bible.
And that
Simeon, who
verse
was
would,
called Niger, was a black man
uh,
and an African Gentile who had transplanted to Antioch and met with Jesus. Simeon, who was called Niger, was one of the teachers and prophets in the church at Antioch. Wow.
yep, yep.
Which version of the Bible is?
What verse is that? Oh, Acts 13:1. Sorry.
Crazy.
Mm. Yeah.
And it's King James, or because them like for change stuff from translation to
I
translation.
do believe it's the King James version.
Wow, see here, Acts 13, 1 to 3. In the church that was at Antioch, there were prophets and teachers, Barnabas, Simeon, who was called Niger, Niger, Lucius, and Cyrenian, Manian, a close friend of Herod, the Tetrarch, and Saul. Or it could be
No,
Niger. Because
no,
here, all right, watch it
no,
out. Here what?
no. When you
Negus.
read it,
When you think about
when you
Negus,
read it,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
No, may I say when you read it, I
Yeah.
had to research this. I had to research this.
Yeah,
It
this is
denotes
crazy.
it denotes a black man of XYZ skin and all these things
And all these
specifically.
things. And
Specifically.
it's true.
So how man? What year is this? What year is this calling niggas niggas? You make it make sense.
But man, I'm gonna
Right?
tell you, it's Niger. uh, it's Niger, you know. But it is what it
Guys,
is still.
you just
This
happen
this
to
just
be
show us that the
people of
man them.
God's skin.
Right. And the implications now, Zine, because
Mm.
on one hand, that show you say melanated people from them time there. You see me? The scriptures is really talking about them. And one of
And
Job's
God saw it fit.
three friends. But what you
Okay?
know? Just remember saying in
And
the
God
Bible. Hmm? Go on.
no
I have my
may I
point.
say and God saw it fit to curse a whole people and disperse them across the face of the planet. You see me? Make it make sense. Because
You
what
understand?
allegedly we offend God because of our haughtiness and show off or whatever the case may be.
Right. Or our
And
desire to
tend
want to learn and know more and to, ascend. That I doubt it. You understand?
either way, bro, as you say, it's a personification the entity take on. So
Right.
how how you God and you move like man.
Oh yeah, God, I move like man. I remember when I was 19 or 8, I think it was 18, I found that in the scriptures where God apologized to Moses, Virgin. I was reading the King James Version, and it said where when Moses come off of the mountain from reasoning with
Mountain.
God, and see the people them a worship the golden calf and the rete them. God said, yo, I smite, man, I go smite the whole of them people, the whole of them I go get smite off. And Moses said, but remember, he promised them, say, you're not going to smite off them no more. You're not going to smite them off no more because they're your chosen people, or something like that. And it said, God repented, Virgin. I was like, all right,
But, but
I'm done. I'm done. I closed the book. I put it down. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go burn and split for a reason with the man them who call themselves atheists and just various types of believers. You know what I mean? I'm going to link my Hindu brethren. I'm going to link my Muslim brethren. I'm going to link the Rasta man them. Cause my Christian people them come in like say them no say this. Because to me, God is perfect. So when you go drop this, a perfect entity, repent. So from them time there, and then I found another part, and I think it was between Genesis and Leviticus. It speaks about Moses and the hierarchy, right, as it relates to God's people who could go near to the tabernacle or the tabernacle, who could be a high priest, who could see the Ark of the Covenant or something like that. It was basically the only people who was allowed to be in the presence of the Most High directly or indirectly or very close was you have to have straight nose, you have to have blonde hair or light skin. Seeing you can't have dark skin, you can't have any imperfections on your skin, you can't have one foot can't shorter than the other. You understand? But one of the things that stood out is the fact say you can't have dark skin. And I'm like, that don't sound normal. That don't sound like something. You know what I mean? So from a longer time, I saw some things that made me question the scriptures.
but I'm
Um,
sure AI would have something to say about that also.
Yeah, yeah. And in a sense, we could say that Rome at one point was the AI of the world. They had
Mm-hmm.
all the information and they were disseminating it as they saw fit, according to their perspective on life. One of the
Look,
most
man, from the
powerful
burning of the
empires ever.
Library of Alexandria go right back, there's been a
Yeah,
direct manipulation of things that we call reality. So again, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. The very
yeah, man.
technology we're having, the very technology we're having in our hand is 40 years ago. We the consumer just a catch up.
Nothing is new. Yeah, and as I was saying too, the military is always the first to get a hold of this technology. The military is always the first to try out these things. So cell phone, laptop, you name it, AI, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They had it first. They tried it first. As I said, they're using it in the military right now. Various nations are using it, and that is scary. You know, that is scary because they're using it to target, um, you know, uh, their apps, right? They're using it
Mm-hmm.
to
Exactly.
find their targets. You see me? What else? AI and war. What else is it saying? The gospel, right? You have a bomb or AI thing what them say Israel uses to select bombing targets in Gaza. Okay. So we're not going to call those names too
Those
much in this
names.
reasoning because you know how it go. But that place there over the Middle East,
It's a hotbed.
the ites them. The ites them I say, oh, military has made no secret of the intensity of its bombardment of the strip. In the early days of the offensive, the head of its air force spoke of relentless around the clock airstrikes. His forces, he said, were only striking military targets, but he added, we are not being surgical. And this is the Guardian, right? And they're talking about
Mm-hmm.
how this country in the Middle East uses AI to select bombing targets, right? And we're talking about the enemy of Palestine right now. Seeing However, been relatively little attention paid to the methods used by IDF to select targets and to the role artificial. After seven, I'm trying to find a point where it describes what the AI does. So I'm almost there. Their comments offer a glimpse inside a secretive AI facilitated military intelligence unit that is playing a significant role in their response to October 7th, slowly emerging picture of how their military is harnessing AI comes against a backdrop of growing concern about the risk posed to civilians. So basically, the AI is choosing the targets, and the people are saying, yo, you can't make AI choose targets. How is the AI going to properly assess the right target if the AI that we're using is not perfect technology right now? It said, describing the unit's targeting process, an official said, we work without compromise in defining who and what the enemy is. The operative of Hamas are not immune, no matter where they hide. The activities of the division are classified. However, a short statement on the IDF website claimed it was using AI-based systems, an AI-based system called Habsora, the gospel in English, in the war against Hamas to produce targets at a fast pace. The IDF said that throughout the rapid and automatic extraction of intelligence, the gospel produced targeting recommendations for its researchers with the goal of a complete match between the recommendation of the machine and the identification carried out by a person. Multiple sources familiar with the IDF's targeting processes confirmed the existence of the gospel, saying it had been used to produce automated recommendations for attacking targets, such as the private homes of individuals suspected of being Hamas or Islamic Jihad operatives. So, even on just the
Interesting.
basis of suspicion, man, I have them house bomb up, brethren, due to AI, and these these people's manipulation of the technology and use of the technology.
Technology. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's very current. That's right now.
I've always asked a question. You can find Saddam in a hole, in a cave, but you can't track the
Bin
guy
Laden and
who
them man, eh?
no, the guy who's blowing up my phone telling me that I don't pay my car insurance and all these things, these rotary scammers, you know.
Yeah, the
So
Indian man them where I call me and I tell me say my computer get hacked and me need for allow them remote access to my computer so that they can fix the problem for me, right? What am I about them
exactly,
people then?
exactly, right here. So I always question these things, but that's a very valid point, though, and yeah, that one there shot still. Um,
Feel like I said that was a really good reasoning, Bridget, and we'll have to go continue more. So I want to keep going, keep this on a continuous basis because there's so many topics to talk about, and I
yes,
feel
sir.
like, yeah, my like we are go with some of them things, tickle people in brain, get them interested in certain things, get some discussions going, hopefully, and yeah, I could do some live streaming as well, no?
Yes, sir. So
So
it's your
give
boy
thanks,
Master Keyss.
give
Big up
thanks,
on the
my brethren.
Coronation podcast. Yeah, man, it's a
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah, man. Coronation Podcast, Masta Keyss, Glorify Your Day. See, it's been a nice reasoning. Lengthy,